Aimee, thank you for joining us. Appreciate you.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to talk to both of you. And I'm so honored that you enjoyed Cannibal Mukbang. So, yeah, thank you
Oh
for
yeah.
having me on your show.
Of course, this movie
Hey.
came out of nowhere for me because I just saw people talking about it. And I'm like, to be
Hmm.
honest, what the fuck is a mukbang?
Yeah, same here.
And I was like, all right, I'll look. And I went through Apple TV, I went through Amazon, so I bought it off of Apple TV, and I was very, very surprised how original and fantastic this film was.
Hmm.
Oh,
Same here.
thank you. So, what happened to your algorithm after looking up all the mukbang stuff? Is your computer,
Uh,
did you
um,
get some
Oh
viruses and things?
my algorithm is completely fucked.
no, that's about all it's been showing up is that
I didn't even
the
know what
little
mukbang
snippet that.
was until I clicked on your film, and I'm like, "What is?" Before I hit play, what Pornhub stuff is going to go happen here? Because
Oh my
and
God.
then I went straight to YouTube, and I was like mukbang, and then it said mukbang ASMR. I'm like, all right, it's just people eating,
Yeah,
and
Yeah.
that's
I'm
all
like,
they
so
do.
there's a YouTube channel of to make me hungry. Great, thanks.
Yes.
Well, did you like it? Were you like, oh, I'll watch this on my own time, or were you like, oh, I don't like this?
No thanks.
No.
If I'm gonna eat a plate of spaghetti, I'm not watching somebody do it. I'm gonna do it
I'll
myself.
eat
So
it
it's like,
myself so then I can watch myself later.
yeah, I'll record myself and do it later. That's basically
Yeah,
Yeah.
what we're gonna do. The first
that's the new
question I have,
iteration.
pretty
Mhm.
much,
Pretty much.
the first question I have for you though, how did you come up with this film?
Yeah.
Cause I gotta
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
So it's actually a bit longer of a story. So mukbanging, I sort of got into in like 2017-ish, like, honestly a little bit before that. Like I was into like cooking shows and stuff. I used to be like a pretty strict vegan, and in college, like I only ate like raw vegan food for a while, and so
Wow.
I
All
had some
right.
like weird eating things that I would do. And watching the mukbangers actually helped me. Like I think that they did save me in some ways, like from myself.
Gotcha.
Just like watching people eat online was weirdly comforting for me. So I've always been into them, but then actually during the pandemic, I was at like one of those like early pandemic parties. I'm not supposed to go to
Hmm.
parties, but it was like,
Yeah.
small amount of people. We're all in each other's apartment. We're just hanging out. And this girl was there that I hadn't met before. So she tells me that a friend of a friend of a friend went on a date with this guy from like Tinder.
Hmm.
And he invites her to his house. He cooks a big meal for her. He's super attractive. She likes him a lot. They kick it off, and she wants to spend the night, but he's like, "No, you can't spend the night. Like, we should end it here. I'll see you later." Yada yada. And so she leaves, and the next day she doesn't feel good. Her stomach is like hurting a lot, and it hurts enough that she goes to the hospital. And so
No.
she goes to the hospital. They do tests on her stomach, and they found that there was like other DNA that like not hers in her body. And so she tried to contact this guy and be like, "What the fuck?" And he was off the apps, and she never heard from him again. So that like
Oh,
it like
wow.
weirdly those two ideas had fused in my head, and I had been writing another horror script.
Hmm.
Um, so I was already like just the creative juices were flowing. And so when I heard that story, I'm like, what if I made a mukbanging cannibal? Like someone who does this, like cooks and eats food and like eats it online and people don't know that it's human, and that
Hmm.
this person like feeds a date human without their consent. Because I think that's like a really, really, really messed up thing to do. Like ghosting is hard enough, but giving someone human meat without their consent and then ghosting them is brutal. So
That
I
is,
was into it.
I take back
Okay.
everything I said. This movie is just traumatized me more.
Now more. Yeah. I was gonna
That it
say
was
now
based on somewhat of a true story.
somebody in a true
Well,
story. Yeah.
the problem is I don't know this girl. Like I don't remember her name. I don't even remember what she looks like, and it was
Yeah.
about her friend. So who knows if that's true or not? That she might have just been trying to traumatize all of us, but it really stuck with me.
Yeah.
So basically, you're in the corner of this party, just taking notes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I still have my notebook from when I started writing notes about this movie, and I was like mukbanging, cannibal. What would you do? And like listing out like what I would do if that happened to me.
Gotcha.
And
Yeah.
Mhm.
somewhere on that list it said sex on a medical metal table.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in Bing Bong on the medical table.
Bing. Well, that's the episode title to hear.
Yeah, there you
I
go.
don't have the right one.
Mm,
So, Brandon, you had a couple questions, didn't you?
yeah. So how long did it take you to write the script?
The script process, it actually came out of me pretty fast. It, I feel like the first draft was just a few months.
Mm,
But there were many, many, many drafts of this script. I shared it with a lot of my friends. That's like the biggest tip I can give screenwriters is don't hoard your script and don't be afraid of annoying people with it and asking them to read it because
Oh, yeah.
mhm,
it's so
yeah.
important for feedback, you know. So I gave it to a lot of friends. I had a little like script reading with some of my close friends. And
Mm,
um and then when I thought that it was ready out to be put out in the world, I started submitting it to a bunch of different festivals, like just the script. And I
mhm.
told myself that if the script does well in the festival circuit, that I'll try to make it. And it did really well. It won a bunch of awards. It actually won this award where this company made a proof of concept of it using one of the scenes, and
Oh
that still
wow.
exists on the internet somewhere, and it's really funny because it's like a Seth Rogen lookalike of Mark, like
Oh
but
wow, that's
bald.
cool.
Like they
Yeah.
like cast random people and they like do a like the metal table part of the screenplay. But
Oh
I asked him, I
nice.
was like, can you please take it down for like a year because it's the biggest spoiler in the movie. And it's like just out there with actors that like I don't even know. So yeah.
Yeah, that'd be
Uh,
kind of weird. Just
That'd be
clicking
kind of weird.
on the internet one day and seeing that just pop up and it's not your people.
Yeah.
Yeah. It wasn't, I mean, they were very nice. I don't want to say anything bad about it, but it just wasn't my vision at all. So
Gotcha,
yeah.
gotcha.
One of
Yeah.
the biggest things I told him was this movie did not feel independent whatsoever. Like,
No,
how did you pull that off? Because it felt like a Hollywood film.
the
Oh
camera
my
angles and
gosh.
everything look
You
so
guys are so
perfect.
sweet. Thank you
Like,
so much.
Yeah.
and I told him, I said, why did we get cheated out of a theater run? Because if it legit felt like it belonged in a
Yeah,
theater.
it
Like,
definitely did.
was there any talks of a theater run or anything? Because this movie deserves a theater run.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I would honestly, I kind of, so I wish it had a theater run. Thank you for saying that. It does look awesome in the theaters, but it had such a long festival life. It was in the festivals for about a year and
Hmm.
it played all over the world. Like it played in Australia, it played in Italy, in the UK, in Argentina and Canada. So it already played in a lot of theaters and the festival circuit's great because you don't have to pay them to use their theater. Like you're basically doing a trade.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And they make money off of tickets and all that, but I don't have to pay a theater fee. If you look into how
That,
expensive theater fees are, they're like crazy. Like I wanted to have a
yeah.
screening, just friends and family, and it would have probably cost me like $2,000 just to do that.
Good
And
Wow.
God.
I already put all my money in this movie. Like I can't do that
Yeah.
again. And I talked to my distributors and they were like, no, it probably won't get a theater run, but we are doing fun things like having the Blu-ray and having a VHS tape, and it's going to be released in other
Oh nice.
countries and they'll have their own things too. So, you know, eventually, like it would be great to have a theater run down the line, but like I'm not going to force something that isn't right now.
Oh
So,
yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. And I'm
I
just happy
would.
that more people can see it. Like it's on digital, you can rent it and
Yeah.
you know,
What's
yeah.
it like having your movie on physical media? They're like a VHS and a Blu-ray. That's got to be wild
Yeah.
as shit too.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
heavy.
it's crazy. It's a dream for sure. I've worked on a lot of other independent films that are, you know, out there in the world, but I was never like the director. So having something
Hmm.
I directed is really special, and I just
Yeah.
hope that it continues to happen. You know, I'm grateful for everything, and honestly, talking to you two, like people that I've never met before in person, the fact that like it's given you some nightmares or maybe dreams, and like
Yeah.
you know,
Dream
like that makes
wise,
me feel so
definitely.
happy.
It
Dream on.
makes me walk down the street and question other people now, because
Yeah.
Oh,
now I'm like, this chick over here is sitting across from me from the restaurant. Could
hmm.
she be a cannibal too? Like,
Yeah.
She could
what
be.
weird shit she could be
I
into?
could be.
Like,
Oh yeah,
because
no, dude, she could be. You should, yeah. I mean, but just go approach people. I feel like that's the fun thing about this movie is like it's such a meet cute. You know, it's like such a
Yeah.
classic early 2000s rom-com in the first half where,
Yeah.
you know, they stumble into each other at the grocery store. And like, how many times have you guys had an experience where like you see a cute girl and you're like, oh, I should talk to her. Like, what would happen if I talked to her? And then you don't, and then you're like,
Not really.
oh, it would have
Yeah.
been, I
I'm
don't
not
know.
I'm not
Yeah.
very outgoing. and I've
Yeah.
been told I'm
Well,
not
see, I'm
very
the opposite.
approachable.
I'm outgoing, but I don't know if I would want to still walk up to somebody, complete stranger, and try
Yeah.
to.
And be like, "Oh, you're getting nacho Doritos too? Cool,
Yeah,
let's
yeah.
talk."
Let's talk. Yeah, that no. It's like
Like,
if a conversation's interesting enough, maybe, but no,
Hmm.
not based on food wise.
I could see him doing it, but me,
Yeah, yeah.
I'm very anti people, very anti
Oh,
people.
so would
Like,
you have run away if you were in Mark's situation?
yeah,
Yeah, he
probably.
probably would. As me, I would probably walk
But
up
the problem with
and
me is
try.
I'm very blunt and honest with people, and a lot of people don't like that.
Yeah,
Mm.
So they keep
I'm
me
total
caged.
opposite.
This man over here is Mr. Partier, so he'll be the guy.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
would be the guy that talks to strangers.
Everybody.
You'd be
Yeah,
like, Ash, I have like a 6 pack. Do you want to like go to the park and
yeah,
we can drink a beer? Yeah.
He would do it
yeah. I would
in a
do that.
heartbeat.
Yep, in a heartbeat.
Hmm.
So the next question I got is, how did you come up with such an amazing soundtrack to this film? Because
Yeah,
I could just listen to the soundtrack
soundtrack was
in
great.
the background and go to sleep. Like,
Oh, thank you. I worked with Alex Cuervo. He's done Scare Package 1 and 2. He did Artifice Girl. He has done a lot of things. He is an amazing composer and he's in a lot of bands. So luckily, he'd agreed to work on this indie movie and he was down to just let me use a lot of music that he's made. So a lot of the music is his. I did also get very lucky with the lead actor. Nate Wise has a music project called Sky Adler, and he is dropping his album like in a month or in a week or something like that. But we use
Okay.
some of his music for the movie, so yeah. I mean, I just lucked out with the people that I decided to collaborate with, and Alex Cuervo in particular has this really interesting mix of like Southern kind of like he can make that plucky,
yeah,
eerie music, but then he can
Yeah.
also make a lot of like rock and roll stuff or synth stuff, and he has this like indie rock undertone with all of his stuff. So I think it worked for this pretty well. We worked on the score for a long time. Like he was the first person in post production, aside from Haley Zulkin, my co-editor, that I worked with, because I knew that I was going to want to edit to the music, especially
hmm
for the montage sequence, and then for the flashback. Like I knew that having that to be like the backbone of editing, like for me to edit with, would be really helpful. So
yeah.
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
this movie just checked all the boxes for me. I would put this film next to The Substance because it just
Mm.
felt like
hmm
our biggest thing on the show is we want, number one, we want original content. Your
Yep.
movie was all
Hmm.
original. We haven't seen it before. Number two, give me something that could really happen. This could really happen, and
This
we
can
just don't
really
know
happen.
about it.
Yes.
Like, and then we had a movie like The Substance come out, and
Hmm.
to be honest with you, I would put your film right next to The Substance.
hmm
You're crazy, but thank you. That's so sweet. I love The
Like,
Substance. The Substance was so good.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I mean, they deal with similar things, and they both have female directors, female writers.
Yeah.
I think that we're a little more twisted than people give us credit for.
better than Hollywood films.
Better than
That's all I'm
Hollywood
going to
films.
say.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like, that's all I'm going to say because this Hollywood shit that we're getting isn't it.
hmm
Like,
No.
the best
Except for
thing that
Yeah.
we've
Singapore.
seen was probably Hollywood wise. What would you say? The Monkey?
The monkey.
Mm.
Probably.
Probably about that.
Probably about that. Yeah.
It's not saying much.
Other than that, Hard Eyes was not it.
That was not it.
Um.
Hard
mm,
Eyes was like fun, but it wasn't like I think it struggled tonally. Like it was
yes.
a little too
Yep.
much one or the other. Yeah.
Well, it was more like a Scream movie.
Okay,
Hmm.
it was a
So
Timu Scream ripoff.
yeah,
Is what
and
it
that's
was.
where I think it
That's
was.
brutal. Is that what you wrote
I,
on Letterboxd? Team Scream ripoff.
I think I did.
I think he probably did. Yeah.
I wouldn't put it past me. I have said some wild stuff. I
He
got
has
a
said
cease and
some wild
desist
stuff.
from Blumhouse
Yep.
for ripping on
What?
their stuff. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
Oh
yeah.
yeah. I can't mention Blumhouse in a review ever again.
Oh my gosh. Okay,
Yeah.
that's kind of, I respect that, honestly.
Because we one of our first episodes we did a review on all Blumhouse's stuff. I loved Us. I loved Get Out. I loved
Yeah, the beginnings of
Sinister 1 and 2 were phenomenal.
his
And
reign
then
of
Hmm.
terror.
they just got too complacent. It feels like, and they just put out PG-13 crap. and then put
Yeah.
horror on it.
Yeah.
Like The Woman in the Yard just came out, and they it's messed with a lot of people's heads and stuff. And 2 days later, I got a cease and desist saying, "You cannot talk about us no more." Okay. I was like, just don't send me any more movies.
Yeah.
I think her headphones went out.
Part. Yeah.
I can edit this out.
That was the tough part.
Yeah, it was. Time out. I'll just edit this out later.
Yeah.
It gives me something to do.
Yeah, no problem. That works for me.
I'll just piece it together.
Yeah.
Her headphones died.
They died.
Probably Samsung products.
So I couldn't hear you.
No, you're good. You're good.
Okay. That was annoying. You were ripping on Blumhouse. I guess that was Blumhouse telling you to stop because
Stop, yeah.
They edited my own show. How dare they?
How dare they?
Them bastards got me again.
But I think that there is there's Hollywood kind of plays it safe with horror right now. And
I think that's the biggest problem.
Yeah.
It's like Hollywood is a big Amazon warehouse factory. It just pops out product.
Mm-hmm.
And they just worry about how much money we're going to make off Scream 8 and
9,
Final
10,
Destination 27.
Else.
It's like,
yeah.
It's like, so let's get to the best part of this movie, shall we? If you haven't seen the movie, this is a spoiler. So
yes.
There's going to be spoilers.
Spoiler warning.
So turn this off.
And come back.
Watch the film on Amazon Prime and Apple TV, or go buy a copy.
Yeah.
So then you can turn us back on. So at the end of the film, there is a decision has to be made.
This decision's not tough. If you ask me, it's not tough. But
it's not tough. But
no.
There is a decision where you find out somebody is a rapist, and they get touchy-feely with somebody. The decision is kill your girlfriend, kill your brother. For me, I ain't got a brother no more.
I ain't got a brother no more either.
I'd be like, what brother?
I wouldn't have hesitated. I would have just ended it right there.
So as soon as you saw Maverick standing over Ash with his pants unbuttoned and her dress,
I wouldn't have said his name. I would have just started choking him out.
Yeah, that's because you're a gentleman.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, he wouldn't have been put on a table.
No, there would.
I would have found him in the floor, and he would have had an axe in his back.
Well,
I'd be like, yo,
was
he
like a
fell.
Dexter scene there.
Yeah,
Taped him to the table and was like waiting for it.
Like he wouldn't have made it to no table.
No.
I'm sorry, I don't know this person, but I'm sorry, you ain't gonna be in no sequel with me.
No.
Well, it's I think that's the biggest twist that I wanted in the film. Like when I was writing the script originally, that actually was the first scene of the movie, and you don't know you don't know who it is. Like it was supposed to be from Mark's perspective, and he's like, I didn't want to have to kill you, but I'm gonna have to kill you, and you don't know who the person he's gonna kill is, and then it flashes backwards. But it didn't work for me that way. I wanted it to be more romance, like up front, and then get darker. But yeah, I think you guys made the right decision. I'm Team Ash. I would have been Team Ash throughout all of this. I think she made it very clear that she only kills bad guys, especially because he's been on this rampage with her for what we probably assume is a few weeks at least.
Yeah.
So he hasn't had a problem killing other people or believing her, but then when it gets a little too close to home, he
has an
acts
issue.
like a little bitch. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
He acts like a little bitch.
I gotta agree because you were an accessory for the second half of this film.
Yeah.
And as soon as your brother becomes a little rapey, you want to bat an eye at it.
Yeah.
Yeah. He wants to be like, oh no, he didn't do it.
But this dude was an asshole this entire
whole
film.
movie. Yeah, he was very of a jerk towards you and this. Hey, you're dating this girl. What's her about? What is she about? And
I
But
know, yeah. And also, like, I think the moment that I'm like, come on, Mark, is when he's talking to Maverick and he's like, um, do you do rape anybody? And Maverick's like, it depends on how you define rape. And
Yeah,
I'm
and
like,
then right then and there, I would have been like, yeah, I'm done. I'm
I'm
done.
pretty sure if you define rape, it's rape.
It's rape. Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I think if
Not
someone
speaking on that.
asks you that and you don't know how to answer it, you've got a problem.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
what got me the most was the text message he sent his own brother. Hey, did you smash yet?
Yeah.
I'm like,
I don't think I
dude,
would have asked that.
and I'm like, that would have all the text message he sent his brother just added to the decision later in my head because
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
would have
Yeah.
replayed it.
Yeah.
All the
Well,
text
what's so
messages.
funny is that was my phone, and we filmed that like maybe a few months
Oh my.
before it hit the festival circuit because it
Yeah.
was just a pickup. And so
Hmm.
we were like, what should Maverick be talking to Mark about? And we're like, oh, he's just like full on annoying, like douchebag bro. Like, hey, 100, 100, 100 emoji.
Yeah.
Did you smash that? Just kidding, haha, but did you? Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Just seeing the emoji would have made me bury an axe in his back.
Oh yeah. I would have chopped him up real quick.
And
You have
then
no
he would have
question.
and then he asked, "Are you part of this family? Are we brothers?" Nope. He
Nope.
ain't.
Not no more.
Not at the end of this film.
Nope.
So do you think that Ash was justified in killing Mark after?
1000%.
Oh yeah. 1,000%. Yeah.
Hmm.
Definitely. So, so how
So,
difficult was it for Mark to go from this like easygoing guy to this like halfway through the movie he gets this like dark theme going, and how easy was that for him to like just flip a switch?
well, for the actor Nate, he is very similar to like what Mark is like
Hmm.
always. Like he's very mumbly. Like I feel like he gives mumble gore to this because he's so like he's like falling all over himself and he's very sweet and he's a very hunky guy. Like he's pretty fit and when we met
Hmm.
I'm like, you're a little too handsome. Like we have to figure out how to make you like how to like make you a little more dweeby. And so with the wardrobe, like he has some pretty silly outfits in my opinion. Like
Hmm.
especially the date night outfit is like a polo. I don't know.
Yeah.
He like looks a little goofy to me. Um, with his dad shoes. But yeah, Mark and Nate really understood Mark. He was like, this was me in my early 20s. Like, I know who this guy is. And I know that, like, if the girl I wanted to be with was asking me to do this, like, sure, I would do it for her. Like, and it's kind of, he
Yeah.
just goes along for the ride. Like, he's
Yeah.
devoted. The only time that he ever really grows balls is when they have sex and he's like, I have to leave because he gets all freaked out.
Hmm.
Like he kind of asserts himself there in a way, in his avoidant
Yeah.
way. And then he asserts himself at the end when he makes his bad decision. But
Yeah.
I think that's the frustrating thing throughout the whole movie is you're just like, dude, come on, like grow up, like make a decision. And
Hmm.
I think that there's a lot of like Mark and Maverick are two different guys, right? Like Mark is the
Yeah.
beta simpy cuck
Hmm.
guy,
Yeah.
and like literally a cuck. Like he's watching Ash like make out and then kill people, and then he helps her.
Yeah.
And and then Maverick, who's like the alpha male who is hooking up with a bunch of people and like has a good job and has a nice house and like has this family and the wife in the bikini and like all of that stuff. But um, they're both bad. Like I think they're
Yeah.
equally, maybe not totally equally. Like Mark's not raping people, but
Gotcha.
he does. He
Gotcha.
is like pretty toxic in his own way, where he like can't make a decision. Like grow up. I don't know. Like you have to make decisions.
Hmm.
I wanted to scream at my TV a few times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The whole patty
Like,
cake thing still fucks with
oh,
me.
that.
You didn't say this when we were recording. What patty cake thing? Tell the listeners.
Oh, the patty cake thing. I would
The
have just. Oh no.
This man is about to smash, and he's like, "Can we go slow?" And this man starts playing patty cake
Patty cake. Yeah. I was
in a
what are you
tent,
doing?
and I'm screaming at my television, saying, "Bro,
You
put your
got
hands
this
down."
pretty girl over here, and you're gonna play patty cake?
She
Like,
fell
come
for him though. It
on.
worked. It worked.
What got
It,
I
later.
compare this man to Sheldon Cooper in Big Bang Theory. Y'all can tell me I'm wrong later, but I'm telling
No,
you,
no,
that was
you ain't
Sheldon Cooper.
wrong. You're
Like,
not wrong. Not on that one.
this person's going to listen to this and be like, did he just call me Sheldon Cooper?
Oh, well, see, that just shows that Nate's such a good actor that you hate him
He
so
is.
much. Hmm.
And he got me in my thoughts in my head, and I didn't like this very much.
Yeah.
Making me do real life decisions and stuff.
Well,
But
he's gonna show up in the sequel as a ghost, so
so
yeah,
so you're
I,
telling me there's a sequel?
well, April and I have actually been working on like uh, we have like the structure and what's gonna happen. Like we have, we know what's gonna happen. We have the plot written out,
Nice.
but we haven't started
Yes.
actually like writing the script. But we know
Gotcha.
there will be a sequel for sure.
Yes.
Yes.
Are you working on anything else?
Yeah, I have a emo horror movie that's based in 2004 with like that surrounds this
Interesting.
emo rock band, and
Nice.
there's demons and there's a lot of crazy sex stuff, and it's really fun.
Okay.
You've already signed him up, I guess.
What
Over here.
is with this sex stuff?
What
I
is
see a theme here. I'm not trying to call you out, but there's an underlying theme here.
cinema needs to be hornier and in the right ways, not in the like, okay, there's plenty of like you see boobs in a lot of things, right? But I
Hmm.
think what makes mukbang and like the things I want to make stand out more is like there's a lot more of a plot and there's some more like tension built up to that stuff. And I
Yeah.
think that's what makes
Yeah.
it hotter and better, um, in my opinion. So I would like to make more things that have like, that horny, fun energy, but like from a female perspective
Hmm.
and have different things, on screen, kinks or not, that are portrayed in this like fun rom-com,
Yeah.
early 2000s type of like vibe.
Well, you already
So
got me with demons and everything else. So
Yeah,
you're
demons
you
and
already
everything else.
sold me. You don't got to sell me anymore.
Yeah, you don't guys saw me.
it's
Good
fun.
with you.
I'm really excited about it. I have been developing it for a while now.
Nice.
So I'm hoping that that's the next thing I make. I want to do that in between this and mukbang because I want to raise like a lot of money for mukbang too because it's going to be like a cross-country road trip. Like it's going to need a lot more, and they're going to end up in Vegas. So
Nice.
Oh, Vegas
You
is the
got me.
worst place to end up.
What happens in Vegas
gotta
stays
find
in
Maverick.
Vegas.
She's gotta kill Maverick. That's the
No,
goal.
Maverick is going to stop at the toy store on the way there. That's what he's going to do. He's going to
Yeah,
get a
that's
couple
what he's.
Hot Wheels.
Yeah.
He's gonna have his ears missing, so like he can't go back to normal life. He can't like be with his wife
Yeah,
anymore.
because I see him snatch his ear as he's leaving, so
Mm,
it's not going
Yeah.
back on.
he's not, yeah,
No.
recovering from
Nice.
that.
Nice.
So we end every episode with this question. So I can't wait to ask you this because I can only imagine what you're about to say to us. If you were given the opportunity, no budget, no nothing, what horror movie would you make or remake?
Oh,
Yes.
A lot of people do the same
that's
thing.
so
It's a
hard.
thinker.
I don't know. I mean, remake. I don't really want to remake stuff right now. Maybe when like later down the line, I would want to
Hmm.
remake things. Um, I would want to make my emo horror script, and I also have a script that I wrote like 6 years ago about a society where like all the women are controlled by like they are forced to have IUDs and then they have to apply to be able to have children, like social credit, like they have to like be an upstanding citizen to be able to have children to like control the population.
That sounds
Um, and
interesting.
that's weirdly like relevant now with what's going on with like
Yeah.
women's rights and stuff in the country. That script is really fun. Actually, the first dream sequence in Mukbang is pulled from that script. Like more stuff
Hmm.
happens with that. And actually, in that scene, um, originally we actually filmed this too. Mark cuts off his nose and then he smothers it on a baguette and like offers it for her to eat. And then she denies him, and then she makes him stand up and she gets on her knees, gives him head, and then when he like says thank you master, she's like stop talking and then just like stabs him in the dick and then he wakes up. So
Nice.
a lot more stuff happened, but I had to cut it for time. Like the movie was getting too long and it wasn't as effective as it could have been. So
This is better than Terrifier, bro. This is
Yeah.
amazing.
This is amazing.
So
Now,
the
is there
next
is
movie,
that in a cutscene?
yeah,
Like
it's in one of the
the
cutscenes. There's like four cutscenes that are fun, but I would want to make the IUD movie, and I really want to make my emo movie. Like that's number one. Like I cannot wait to do that. I want it to be like Scott Pilgrim meets Jennifer's Body meets Green Room meets Weekend at Bernie's.
Oh, nice.
You got my money. Don't worry about that
Yeah.
because you just hit Weekend at Bernie, Scott Pilgrim, and Green
Yeah.
Room.
Yeah.
That's
Money's
all on my
already there.
list.
Just
Like
tell us where
that.
we need to send it.
Yeah, tell me where I need to send my credit card.
I'll send you the lookbook for it. You can get an exclusive.
Yeah, there we go.
If we're getting this type of films, shit,
I'm for it.
I'm for it too. Trust me,
Mm-hmm.
The
Aimee.
movie's called Trust Me. That's funny that you said that. The movie's literally called
Match
Trust
made in heaven. Trust me, Cannibal Mukbang 2, and what was the other one?
It's called Free Bleed, but
Free Bleed.
Free Bleed. Hmm.
These names.
The women
Yep.
start tearing their IUDs out and rebelling. It's chaos.
Amazing.
Yeah.
But I have a
Amazing.
lot. Like my dream goal, like my dream in life, is to just have enough funding to just make all my friends stuff. Like I just want to keep producing stuff for other people and then make my own things and um, just like film all over the country. Like I would like to film outside of New York and New Jersey more. And
Yeah.
yeah.
Hey, we're here for it.
Yeah. We're
Whatever
alive.
movies you put out, we're gonna watch. So,
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Aimee, thank you for your time. I really
Yeah.
appreciate you, and
Appreciate it.
thank you for this amazing film.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys are literally making me blush right now. This is so sweet. Yeah, I appreciate you guys a lot. And as you know
problem.
now, Justin knows the movie's on VHS now.
Yeah.
There's some other fun things coming down the line, and I'll keep you posted. But
Any merchandise?
yeah,
Well, here we go.
There's one
Everybody
thing I
go
won't
check out this film.
do. I'll
Yes.
let you know.
Go get a VHS. Go get a Blu-ray. Go on Amazon. Go on Apple TV. Give this girl a follow. She deserves for all of her hard work.
Yeah.
Like,
Thank you. Letterbox too. If you hate it, if you love it, any rating helps.
Well,
Thank you.
I know what I'm doing right after this.
Yeah.
Go on Letterbox, buy a copy, support independent films.
Yeah.
Aimee, I wish you nothing but the best. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Have a good night.
You too.
Yep.